Alright, listen up. Because right now, as you're watching this, every single Pakistani F-16 in the air is older than the pilots flying it. Think about that for a second. The youngest frame rolled off the line way back in 1987. That's older than TikTok, older than the World Wide Web, and definitely older than any realistic spare parts pipeline Washington is willing to keep open. Meanwhile, just across the border, new Rafales and upgraded Su-30s are showing up every single quarter. It's a stark reality, isn't it? So Islamabad had to ask the obvious uncomfortable question: what exactly do you do when the superpower won't sell you a fifth-generation jet, when the Chinese won't hand over their precious source code, and when your neighbor keeps adding squadrons of cutting-edge aircraft? You don't beg. You don't plead. You build, and that, my friends, is precisely why. In a bustling hangar just outside Ankara, the very first green primer-coated TFX Kaan destined for Pakistan is already taking shape, its metallic skin riveted together by Turkish and Pakistani technicians working side by side, a testament to shared ambition. Over the next 15 minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how that jet got there, what incredible things it can do, and why the Indian Air Force just shifted its morning briefing to 0400 hours. This isn't just about a new aircraft. It's about a seismic shift in regional power dynamics. Section 1. The problem nobody mentions out loud. Let's be brutally honest. Pakistan's fighter fleet is living on borrowed time, quite literally. Their workhorse F-16A/B Block 15 MLU airframes have clocked well over 8,000 hours. They've swapped out the center barrels once, a massive undertaking that extends an aircraft's life, but you simply can't swap them twice. It's a hard limit. Then there's the Chinese-supplied JF-17. It's a solid, dependable light fighter, no doubt about it, a testament to Pakistan's own growing aerospace capabilities. But it is, by design, a 4+ generation platform. What does that mean in practical terms? Great avionics, sure, but a relatively small radar, no internal weapons bay, a critical feature for stealth, and a single engine that inherently limits its growth potential and payload capacity. It's a fantastic workhorse, but not a frontline air superiority fighter against the latest threats. Now look across the border. India has already integrated 36 Rafales, equipped with the formidable Meteor Beyond Visual Range missiles, into its air force. They're also upgrading a massive fleet of 270 Su-30 MKIs to the cutting-edge Super 30 standard, and they've signed a contract for 114 more multi-role fighters that will almost certainly be either the F-15EX or the Rafale M. The raw numbers are stark, almost chilling if you're sitting in Islamabad. By 2030, the Indian Air Force is projected to field over 600 modern 4th and 4th+ generation fighters, plus a nascent AMCA stealth prototype slowly taking shape. Pakistan, without a new truly competitive platform, would drop to roughly 150 truly competitive airframes. That kind of math doesn't just keep planners in Islamabad awake at night. It's the single undeniable reason why every defense discussion with Ankara since 2019 has started with the exact same urgent sentence. We need something that can survive inside a Rafale or S-400 bubble. It's a matter of national survival, plain and simple. The technological gap wasn't just widening. It was becoming a chasm. This wasn't about parity. It was about maintaining a credible deterrent. Section 2. Turkey's Wake-Up. Ankara's story, surprisingly, is eerily similar to Pakistan's, a tale of ambition meeting geopolitical reality. Turkey, a proud NATO member, had invested heavily in the F-35 program. They poured $1.4 billion into its development, became a critical manufacturing partner building the center fuselage for over 900 jets, and fully expected to receive 116 of these advanced aircraft for their own air force. It was a cornerstone of their future air defense strategy. Then came the shockwave, CATSA sanctions in 2019, followed by their formal expulsion from the program in 2021. Overnight, Turkey found itself in an unprecedented position, the only NATO member blocked from buying the Lightning II, the very jet they helped build. The Turkish Air Force, much like Pakistan's, relies on an aging fleet of 245 F-16s, averaging a weary 28 years of age. Their vital Peace Eagle AEW&C fleet, their eyes in the sky, is grounded almost half the year because of U.S. parts holds, a direct consequence of the diplomatic fallout. It was a wake-up call. A stark realization that even allies can become unreliable suppliers. President Erdogan's response was textbook, a defiant declaration that resonated deeply within the country. If they won't sell us the jet, we'll build a better one. It wasn't just rhetoric. It was a strategic pivot. The TFX program, now famously renamed Kaan, meaning ruler or king in Old Turkic, was accelerated with a ferocity rarely seen in defense projects. It rocketed from a PowerPoint presentation to a flying prototype in a breathtaking 52 months. The first flight, a moment of national pride, happened on 21st February 2024. A second prototype rolled out in December 2024, hot on its heels. The serial production line is slated to open in 2028, a tight but ambitious timeline. Turkey's stated goal is clear and bold: 20 squadrons of Kaan by 2035. But even with a formidable $21 billion budget earmarked for the program, Ankara, like any smart player, understood it needed two crucial things to achieve its vision: scale to drive down costs and risk-sharing partners to spread the immense financial and technical burden. And that, my friends, is where Pakistan, with its urgent need and similar strategic constraints, makes its dramatic entrance. It was a convergence of necessity and ambition, a perfect storm for collaboration. Section 3. The deal that leaked then got signed. Fast forward to April 2025 in the bustling heart of Istanbul. Ministers from both sides met at the 14th Defense Industry Fair. On the surface, the official communiqué was, let's be honest, bland. It spoke vaguely of enhanced cooperation in aerospace, the kind of diplomatic language that usually means very little. But behind those carefully chosen words lay a contract that was nothing short of explosive. A game changer for regional defense. Turkey and Pakistan had finalized a groundbreaking agreement to co-produce a staggering 250 TFX Kaan fighters. The production split is clear: 60% for Ankara, 40% for Islamabad, with a tantalizing option for another 50 jets each further down the line. This isn't just an order, it's a shared future. To facilitate this, a final assembly hall, a symbol of this new partnership, is already being erected at the Pakistan Aeronautical Complex, PACE, in Kamra, a clear signal of Pakistan's deep involvement. Ownership structure reflects this partnership too. Turkish Aerospace Industries, TUSAS, holds 51% equity, while Pakistan's Ministry of Defense Production commands 49%. But here's the real kicker: the part that truly sets this deal apart, the technology transfer clause. It's not some vague promise. It's a commitment to full access. We're talking about the mission computer source code, the intricate radar backend, and the cutting-edge composite manufacturing know-how. This isn't just buying a jet. It's buying into the entire intellectual property, the very brain of the aircraft. The timeline is aggressive but achievable. The first Pakistani Kaan is slated to fly by 2029, with the first squadron standing up by 2031. The total value of this monumental undertaking, including weapons and spares, is projected at $18 billion over 12 years. Let me repeat that: this isn't a simple purchase order. This is a merger of two defense ecosystems, a deep symbiotic relationship forged out of mutual need and shared ambition. It signifies a profound shift from a buyer-seller relationship to one of genuine co-development and co-ownership, something almost unheard of in the tightly guarded world of fifth-generation aircraft. Section 4. Why Pakistan didn't just buy Chinese J-35 now? That's a fair question, isn't it? The Shenyang J-35 is flying, it's stealth-shaped, and it's, well, available, sort of. On paper, it might seem like an easier, more straightforward option for Pakistan, given their existing defense ties with China through the JF-17 program. But here's where the nuances of national sovereignty and long-term strategic planning come into play, and why convenience often takes a backseat to control. The fundamental issue with Beijing's approach to advanced military exports is its reluctance to share critical intellectual property. They won't hand over radar source code, which is the brain of the aircraft's sensor suite, nor will they allow the kind of underbay modifications necessary for integrating non-Chinese weapons. What does that mean for Pakistan? It means no integration of their primary air-to-ground asset, the WWII ALCM, a crucial component of their deterrence strategy. It also means no local production, no true indigenous development, and a perpetual reliance on China for upgrades and modifications, you'd essentially be buying a black box. Turkey, by contrast, is doing something revolutionary for a modern arms supplier. They are handing over the digital keys. Pakistan gets to insert its own cryptographic layer, integrate its existing and future indigenous weapons like the H-4 glide bomb, the air-launched C-802A, and, crucially, plug in the Chinese PL-15E if they so choose, leveraging their existing inventory and supply chains. Ankara's attitude is refreshingly pragmatic and empowering. It's your jet. Load what you want. Beijing's attitude, while understandable from their perspective, is more restrictive. It's our jet. Fly it the way we tell you. When you're planning to operate an aircraft for 30, 40, even 50 years through evolving threats and technological shifts, sovereignty isn't just a nice-to-have. It's absolutely essential. The ability to modify, upgrade, and integrate your own systems without external permission is paramount for maintaining tactical flexibility and national security. The Kaan deal isn't just about acquiring a stealth fighter. It's about acquiring the industrial capability and the strategic autonomy that comes with it. It's about not putting all your eggs in one basket and ensuring you have full control over your most critical defense assets. This strategic independence, the ability to truly own and evolve the platform, is why Pakistan chose to build with Turkey rather than simply buy from China. Section 5. Anatomy of a 5th-gen fighter. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What exactly is Kaan? It's not just a pretty shape. It's a marvel of modern aerospace engineering, designed from the ground up to compete with the very best. Start with its fundamental characteristic: stealth. We're talking about 1,500 kilograms of radar-absorbent material, carefully baked into its carbon fiber skins. Every panel is serrated, every angle optimized to scatter radar waves. Crucially, it features an internal weapons bay, a non-negotiable for true stealth, capable of holding 6 AMRAAM-class missiles, keeping them hidden from enemy radar until launch. In terms of sheer physical presence, Kaan is a substantial aircraft. Its wingspan stretches an impressive 14 meters, and it measures 21 meters from nose to tail. To put that in perspective, it's larger than an F-35 but slightly smaller than an F-22, placing it firmly in the heavy fighter category. Power comes from 2 engines. For the initial production block, these will be the proven General Electric F-110 GE-129s, each pushing a formidable 29,000 pounds of afterburning thrust. However, the long-term vision is clear. The serial production block will receive Turkey's homegrown TF-35000 engine, a beast producing an even more impressive 35,000 pounds of thrust, complete with a cutting-edge 3-stage vectoring nozzle for enhanced maneuverability. Performance-wise, Kaan is no slouch. It boasts a top speed of Mach 1.8, but more importantly for combat, it can supercruise at Mach 1.3 without needing afterburners. This sustained supersonic flight is a hallmark of 5th-generation air superiority, allowing it to reach and engage targets faster while conserving fuel. Its combat radius is equally impressive, 100 kilometers on internal fuel alone, extending to 800 kilometers, with 3 jettisonable drop tanks that can be released if stealth becomes paramount. The sensor suite is where Kaan truly shines, showcasing Turkey's indigenous technological prowess. At its heart is Aselsan's 1-200-element gallium nitride, GaN, ESA radar, a state-of-the-art system offering superior range, resolution, and resistance to jamming. This is complemented by 2 side arrays providing a wider field of view and a distributed aperture system that gives the pilot an unparalleled 360-degree infrared view projected directly inside their helmet. For electronic warfare, Kaan integrates an onboard jammer paired with a fiber optic towed decoy, a critical defense against sophisticated missile threats. Connectivity is key in modern warfare. CaanNet provides a secure, high-bandwidth data link, backward compatible with Link 16, and even features a dedicated waveform for integrating with the Turkish Anka 3 Loyal Wingman drone. The mission computer itself is a revelation, an open architecture, Linux-based box, meaning software updates can be deployed almost as easily as phone apps, ensuring rapid adaptation to new threats and capabilities. Finally, let's talk about its physical characteristics. Empty weight, 17 tons. Maximum takeoff weight, 27 tons. Its internal fuel fraction, a measure of how much of its weight is fuel, is 0.38, better than the Su-57, though not quite matching the F-22. And the price? An estimated $85 million flyaway or $110 million with spares. That's a remarkable 30% cheaper than an F-35A at 2025 prices, making it an incredibly attractive proposition on the global market. This isn't just a collection of impressive specs. It's a coherent, integrated system designed for dominance in the 21st century battlespace. Section 6. The engine question. Everyone wants to know, don't they? The elephant in the room. Will Pakistan truly get U.S. engines for their Kaan jets? And the short answer, at least initially, is yes. The first 48 jets will indeed be powered by the General Electric F-110 GE-129. This was a critical concession, a necessary step to get the program off the ground and into the air, without waiting for the indigenous engine to mature. Washington has already approved this sale to Turkey, but with a very clear proviso. These F-110 engines must stay in Turkish and Pakistani airframes. No re-export, no backdoor sales to other nations. It's a tightly controlled arrangement. After those initial 48, however, the path diverges. The long-term plan is for Kaan to transition to Turkey's homegrown TF-35,000 engine, or a derivative of China's WS-10G cleared for export. The TF-35,000 is an ambitious project, a cornerstone of Turkey's drive for defense independence. TUSAS is targeting an impressive 1,500 hours mean time between overhaul, MTBO, a benchmark comparable to the Eurofighter's EJ-200 engine. This is a massive technical undertaking, requiring rigorous testing and certification. The goal is for the TF-35,000 to be fully certified by 2032, just in time for Pakistan's third Kaan squadron to form. But what if Ankara misses that deadline? What if the TF-35,000 experiences the inevitable delays that plague such complex engine development programs? Islamabad has already secured a handshake agreement with Chengdu, the Chinese aerospace giant, to purchase WS-10G vectored thrust variants, which would be integrated with Pakistani digital engine controls. This is a crucial contingency, a smart piece of strategic planning that ensures the program won't be derailed by engine availability. Either way, the outcome for Pakistan is transformative. They will end up with an engine line, or at least significant engine maintenance and assembly capabilities. Inside camera. This is something they never achieved with the F-16, a platform they've operated for decades. It's a testament to the Kaan program's commitment to true technological transfer and indigenous capability, moving beyond simply being a customer to becoming a producer. This isn't just about powering a jet. It's about powering an entire aerospace industry. Section 7. Stealth. That actually works. Let's cut through the noise and kill a persistent myth right here. Right now, the idea that only Americans can shape true stealth, that's simply not true anymore. Kaan is a living, breathing testament to that fact. Its design incorporates fundamental principles of stealth, meticulously applied by Turkish engineers. The leading edges of the airframe are angled to a precise 38 degrees. The canopy features a carefully calculated 15-degree wedge, and its diverterless supersonic inlet, DSI design, completely hides the entire engine face from head-on radar, eliminating a major radar return source. TUSAS engineers didn't just guess. They rigorously benchmarked Kaan against the F-35's impressive 0.01 FEM square meter radar cross-section, RCS, and confidently claim an RCS of 0.18 SQM, even with minor panel gaps. What does that technical jargon mean for you and me? Translate it like this. From the front, Kaan appears on a radar screen as nothing more than a metal marble, barely distinguishable from background noise. While its side and rear aspects are, admittedly, less impressive, around 0.05 SQM, that's still an order of magnitude smaller than a Rafale's 0.3 SQM. This isn't perfect stealth, but it's effective stealth against most modern threats. But Kaan's survivability isn't just about passive stealth. It's also about active deception. Throw in its onboard towed decoy, a device designed to mimic the aircraft's radar signature and draw away incoming missiles, and the deployable Bright Cloud expendable jammer. And Kaan can spoof missile seekers at the last possible second, turning a deadly lock into a harmless miss. The net result of all this sophisticated design and technology is profound. Inside a 2025-era S-400 envelope, one of the world's most advanced air defense systems. Kaan can approach within 55 kilometers before being detected. An F-16, by contrast, would be seen at a staggering 180 kilometers. That difference, 125 kilometers, is not just a number on a screen. It's the difference between life and death for a pilot. It's the difference between mission success and catastrophic failure. Kaan isn't just stealthy. It's designed to give its pilots a fighting chance in the most contested airspace imaginable. Section 8. Weapons Pakistan. Will actually carry. What's a cutting-edge fighter without its bite? Kaan is designed to be a versatile platform, capable of carrying a wide array of weapons, both internally for stealth and externally for sheer firepower. Let's start with the internal bay, crucial for maintaining that low radar signature. It's configured to carry 2 Turkiye-made Gökdoğan Ramjet air-to-air missiles. These aren't just any missiles. They boast a formidable range of 150 kilometers, feature an ESA seeker for superior accuracy, and incorporate a 2-way data link for mid-course updates. For those closer, more visceral engagements, the bay also holds 4 Merlin lightweight AMs. When stealth isn't the absolute priority, or when a mission demands maximum ordnance, Kaan can utilize its external stations, 4 conformal and 2 wingtip hardpoints. Pakistan's plan is strategically brilliant. Load Ra'ad-2 air-launched cruise missiles ALCMs on the inner conformal stations. This gives them a potent 600-kilometer standoff nuclear deterrent capability, all while keeping the internal bay closed for maintaining stealth profiles on critical legs of the mission. For conventional strike missions, the H-4 glide bomb, with its impressive 130-kilometer range, and the advanced SOMJ cruise missile, capable of hitting targets 250 kilometers away, integrate seamlessly, offering precision and reach. Turkey isn't resting on its laurels either. They're actively flight testing a miniature Spear 3 clone, a truly innovative weapon that can fit 6 units into Kaan's internal bay. Imagine a swarm of these 100-kilometer range, multi-mode seeker missiles, overwhelming enemy defenses. And for Pakistan, leveraging existing relationships is key. If they want to use Chinese weapons, the PL-15E, a highly capable beyond visual range air-to-air missile, can be clipped to the wingtips using a simple adapter. The beauty here is that Kaan's mission computer already speaks Chinese protocols, thanks to the extensive past work on the JF-17 program. The bottom line is this: Kaan isn't a closed ecosystem, forcing you into proprietary weapons. It's more like a flying USB-C port, designed for maximum flexibility and interoperability, allowing Pakistan to tailor its loadout to specific threats and strategic needs, drawing from a diverse arsenal. This modularity is a game-changer for long-term operational relevance. Section 9. Avionics that talk to everything. If the engines are the muscle and the stealth is the skin, then the avionics are undeniably the brain and nervous system of the Kaan. And at its very heart is the Havelsan Merlin mission computer. This isn't just any computer. It's an open architecture powerhouse boasting an 8 Gbps fiber backplane, and coded in robust languages like Ada and Python. This open design means future upgrades and integrations can be done rapidly and independently, a critical feature for long-term relevance. The radar modes are incredibly sophisticated, providing the pilot with unparalleled situational awareness. We're talking about synthetic aperture radar, SAR, for high-resolution ground mapping, crucial for precision strike. There's maritime track mode for detecting and engaging naval targets, and ground moving target indication, GMTI, for tracking moving tanks and convoys, even through adverse weather. And of course, interleaved air-to-air modes, allowing the radar to simultaneously search for airborne threats while performing other functions. The cockpit itself is a vision of the future, designed for maximum pilot efficiency and minimal workload. Gone are the myriad of analog gauges. Instead, the pilot interacts with one massive panoramic 30x 50 centimeter touchscreen display, supplemented by 2 side auxiliary displays. It's a clean, intuitive interface putting all critical information at the pilot's fingertips. The helmet is equally advanced. Aselsan's Gözde, featuring a stunning 2.5K OLED display, a wide 40-degree field of view, and full augmented reality symbology, overlaying critical flight and tactical data directly onto the pilot's view of the outside world. Voice command is integrated. recognizing Turkish and English with a remarkable 96% accuracy, further reducing the need for manual inputs. An Urdu pack is due by 2027, ensuring Pakistani pilots can also command their jets in their native language. But the true genius lies in the data fusion engine. This sophisticated system ingests and processes an overwhelming amount of information, from the ESA radar, infrared sensors, electronic warfare systems, and even off-board feeds from Anka-3 drones or ground radars. It then synthesizes all this disparate data, presenting the pilot with one coherent green track, a single clear picture of the battle space. No more mental triangulation. No more trying to piece together fragmented information. Think of it as flying Google. The jet types the search query for you, delivering precisely the information you need when you need it, in an easy-to-understand format. This level of sensor fusion and intuitive interface drastically reduces pilot workload, allowing them to focus on tactical decision-making rather than data interpretation. Section 10. The Loyal Wingman Angle. The future of air combat isn't just about single, dominant fighters. It's about networked teams, and Kaan is designed from the ground up for this future, specifically through its loyal wingman capabilities. Pakistan has already placed an order for 40 Anka-3 stealth drones, an integral part of their Kaan ecosystem. What's truly remarkable is Kaan's ability to control up to 4 of these drones simultaneously, all communicating via the secure, high-bandwidth Kaan net waveform. The tactical implications are profound. Imagine this. The drones fly 200 kilometers ahead of the manned Kaan fighter, acting as expendable scouts and, crucially, as missile trucks. Each Anka-3 carries 2 Gukdoan air-to-air missiles internally, maintaining its own stealth profile. While the drones push forward, Kaan itself can remain passive, its radar off, making it incredibly difficult for the enemy to detect. Enemy radar operators would see 4 drones perhaps, but none of them the high-value manned fighter. Then, when the drones light their radars, painting targets and confirming threats, the Kaan, still passive and hidden, can fire its own missiles silently, guided by the drone's targeting data, and then immediately duck back, its presence largely unknown to the enemy. It's a classic bait and switch, a deadly game of hide and seek where Kaan holds all the cards. This approach is a poor man's version of the U.S. Air Force's ambitious Collaborative Combat Aircraft (CCA) concept, but it's incredibly effective because both the Kaan and the Anka-3 share the same software stack and data link protocols, ensuring seamless integration and communication. Pakistan plans to strategically base these drones at Mianwali, co-located with the 1st Kaan Squadron, ensuring maximum synergy. Integrated training sorties are scheduled to begin by 2030, perfecting these complex manned-unmanned teaming tactics. This isn't just about adding more platforms. It's about force multiplication, increasing lethality, and enhancing survivability in a cost-effective manner. The loyal wingman concept allows Kaan to extend its sensor reach, increase its missile capacity, and confuse enemy air defenses, making it a far more formidable threat than a standalone fighter. Section 11. Cost Breakdown. Pakistan can afford. Let's talk money, because even the most advanced fighter needs to be affordable. The total program cost for Pakistan is projected at $18 billion. What does that get them? It's not just the jets. This comprehensive package includes 100 Kaans, 25 Anka-3 drones to act as loyal wingmen, a full suite of simulators for pilot training, 2 years' worth of initial spares, and a robust 15-year support package to ensure long-term operational readiness. Now, how is Pakistan, a nation often grappling with economic challenges, going to pay for this? The financing model is ingenious and highly favorable. There's a 25% down payment, strategically spread over 5 years to ease the immediate financial burden. The remaining balance is covered by a soft loan from the Turkish Exim Bank, offered at a very competitive 3% interest rate, and crucially, repayable in Pakistani rupees. This mitigates foreign exchange risk for Islamabad, a significant advantage, but it gets even better. To make this deal truly palatable and beneficial for Pakistan's economy, a substantial offset agreement is in place. Turkish companies have committed to buying $4 billion worth of Pakistani textiles, surgical goods, and rice over the same 12-year period. This effectively recycles a significant portion of the cash back into Pakistan's economy, stimulating local industries and generating much-needed foreign exchange. It's a win-win, a smart piece of economic statecraft. Compare this to the alternative, buying 100 used F-16 Block 70s. That would still set Pakistan back around $14 billion, plus an additional $6 billion in life cycle support costs. For roughly the same money, or even slightly less in the long run, Kaan gives Pakistan true fifth-generation capability. But the benefits extend far beyond just military hardware. This program is projected to create 4,500 high-tech jobs within Pakistan, fostering a new generation of engineers, technicians, and aerospace professionals. This isn't just defense shopping. It's industrial policy, a strategic investment in the nation's future and its technological self-reliance. It's about building a defense industry, not just buying from one. Section 12. What India thinks, and what it's doing. You can bet your bottom dollar that New Delhi isn't exactly thrilled about the Kaan project. Indian analysts, often pragmatic and clear-eyed, briefed the Parliamentary Standing Committee in March 2025 with a sobering assessment. Kaan poses a qualitative shift, not merely incremental. That sentence alone speaks volumes. It means India recognizes that this isn't just Pakistan buying a slightly better jet. It's Pakistan acquiring a truly disruptive capability that could fundamentally alter the regional air balance. New Delhi's answer, as expected, is a multi-pronged approach designed to mitigate this emerging threat. First, they're accelerating the indigenous AMCA, Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft prototype, aiming for a first flight by 2026, pushing their own fifth-generation program hard. Second, they're fast-tracking the acquisition of 114 MRFA, multi-role fighter aircraft jets, almost certainly the F-15EX, to keep their numbers up and maintain numerical superiority. Third, and perhaps most tellingly, India has quietly asked France to speed up the delivery of the remaining 62 additional Rafales they've ordered, and to prioritize the integration of the Meteor-ER missile, an extended-range variant of the already formidable Meteor, to counter Kaan's capabilities. Indian Air Force doctrine now operates under the explicit assumption that Kaan will enter service a significant 3 years before AMCA reaches full operational capability, giving Pakistan a crucial 5 to 7 year stealth window in which they will possess a qualitative edge. What does this mean for the practicalities of the border? Expect aggressive SIGINT, signals intelligence flights along the border, probing Kaan's electronic emissions and trying to gather intelligence on its capabilities. Also, anticipate a fresh, intense lobbying effort in Washington for reopening the F-35 door for India, a clear indication of their desire to acquire their own advanced stealth capabilities. The net effect of Kaan's emergence is undeniable. It's an arms race. Yes, but one that Pakistan, through this audacious partnership with Turkey, can now genuinely afford to stay in. It's no longer about simply buying older, cheaper alternatives. It's about competing at the highest level, and that changes everything for South Asian geopolitics. Section 13. The human element beyond the titanium alloys, the carbon fiber, and the cutting-edge avionics. There's a profoundly human story at the heart of the Kaan project. This isn't just about two nations. It's about thousands of individuals working towards a shared, ambitious goal. Over 200 Pakistani engineers are already in Ankara, immersed in 6-month rotations at TUSAS facilities. What's truly inspiring is the demographic. Half of them are under 30, bringing fresh energy and innovative thinking, and 18% are women, a significant step forward in a traditionally male-dominated field. TUSAS, recognizing the unique cultural blend, runs a dedicated hostel jokingly referred to as Little Islamabad, fostering a sense of community and shared purpose. On the shop floor, English is the common language, ensuring clear communication across diverse teams. But in the canteen, it's a delightful cultural crossover. Pakistani biryani Fridays are a highlight, often alternating with Turkish kebab Tuesdays. It's a microcosm of the larger partnership, where differences are celebrated and common ground is found. There are moments that truly encapsulate the spirit of this collaboration. When the first Pakistani test pilot, squadron leader Aisha Sheikh, a trailblazer in her own right, broke the sound barrier in Kaan P2, the control room, filled with a mix of Turkish and Pakistani engineers, erupted. Spontaneously, the Pakistani national anthem began to play, a moment of profound national pride. But almost immediately, the professionalism kicked in, and they switched back to duty logs, meticulously recording every data point. That right there is the level of partnership we're talking about. It's less about a cold buyer-seller transaction, and more about cousins building a hot rod in the garage, fueled by mutual respect, shared expertise, and a common vision. It's about building relationships as much as it is about building an aircraft, laying the foundation for decades of future cooperation and innovation. Section 14. Risks. Delays and reality checks. Let's be clear, no program of this magnitude, involving such cutting-edge technology and geopolitical complexity, ever runs perfectly smooth. There are inherent risks, potential delays, and plenty of reality checks to go around. One of the most significant potential bottlenecks is engine certification. The indigenous TF3 5000 is still relatively early in its development cycle, currently standing at around 1E100 test hours. It needs a minimum of 3,000 hours before it can be deemed ready for mass production and widespread deployment. Slippages here are not just possible, they're almost expected in complex engine development. Furthermore, the political landscape is always shifting. The U.S. Congress, notoriously unpredictable, could yet block further F-110 shipments to either Turkey or Pakistan, potentially forcing the premature adoption of an immature Turkish power plant. This would introduce significant operational risks and likely cause further delays. Then there's the ever-present threat of cyber warfare. Indian cyber units have already been observed attempting spear-phishing attacks against TUSA subcontractors, highlighting the constant battle for source code security and intellectual property protection. This isn't a one-time fight. It's a daily, ongoing struggle to safeguard the program's most sensitive assets. And of course, we can't ignore the perennial challenge of Pakistani public finances. If key exports like cotton experience a downturn, or if global economic conditions worsen, foreign exchange cover could tighten, potentially impacting payment schedules or the ability to acquire crucial imported components. However, both sides, having learned from decades of defense procurement, have baked a prudent 15% schedule margin into the contract. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of realistic planning. If Kaan's entry into service slips to, say, 2032 instead of 2031, Islamabad still manages to retire its last F-16 in 2035, rather than the more desperate deadline of 2030. That buffer is there for a reason, providing a crucial safety net against unforeseen challenges. So while the risks are real and numerous, nobody involved is panicking yet. They've planned for contingencies, understanding that in such a monumental undertaking, flexibility and foresight are just as important as ambition. Mid-roll CTA so far, we've covered why Pakistan desperately needs Kaan, how this incredible deal came together, and what this jet can actually do to reshape regional power. If you're getting real value from this deep dive, if you're finding this intel as fascinating as we do, please hit that subtle thumbs up button. It genuinely tells the algorithm that we're not just another flashy channel, that we're delivering something substantial. And if you want more weekly intel on Asian military tech, the subscribe tab is right there. No pressure, just facts delivered straight to you. Section 15. Export potential beyond Pakistan. The Kaan isn't just being built for Turkey and Pakistan. It's being built with an eye on the global market. Turkey is actively shopping Kaan around, and the early interest is quite telling. Azerbaijan, a close Turkic ally, is a natural fit. The UAE, always looking for advanced capabilities, is also a prime target. But perhaps most surprisingly, Spain, which recently scrapped its F-35 buy due to escalating cost overruns, is showing significant interest. Why this broad appeal? The unit price is incredibly attractive. $85 million, which undercuts the F-35 by a substantial 30%, and the Rafale by 20%. In a world where defense budgets are constantly scrutinized, that's a powerful selling point. But Turkey's pitch goes far beyond just price. They're offering something genuinely unique in the current market. No end-user restrictions, full technology transfer after the sale of 50 aircraft, and the tantalizing promise of establishing a production line inside the buying country. This level of industrial cooperation and strategic autonomy is virtually unheard of from Western suppliers. Analysts are already predicting upwards of 300 export sales by 2040, which would push the overall production run for Kaan past 700 aircraft. This economy of scale is critical, as it will drive down the unit cost even further, benefiting not only future buyers but also Pakistan's own existing buy. Think of it like the Android model for smartphones. Open source, multiple vendors, lower prices, and faster updates, creating a vibrant ecosystem. Kaan is poised to become a significant disruptor in the global fighter market, offering a credible, technologically advanced, and economically viable alternative to the offerings from the traditional major powers. It's about democratizing fifth-generation capabilities, making them accessible to a wider range of nations. Section 16. How this changes Asian geopolitics for 7 decades. The exclusive club of nations possessing fifth-generation fighters was largely the preserve of the UN Security Council's permanent members, the P5. These were the superpowers, the technological giants. Now, Turkey and Pakistan, 2 nations decidedly outside the P5, are not just knocking on the door. They're gate-crashing the club with the Kaan. This isn't just about a new jet. It's a profound diplomatic statement, sending shockwaves across the geopolitical landscape. It sends 2 unmistakable signals. To Riyadh and Jakarta, to Cairo and Kuala Lumpur, and to countless other middle powers across the globe. The message is clear. You no longer need American permission, nor do you need to endure endless bureaucratic delays and restrictions to field top-tier air power. There are now viable alternatives for strategic autonomy. And to Washington and Moscow, the traditional arms suppliers, the message is equally stark. Your clients now have genuine alternatives. The days of a unipolar or even bipolar arms market, where options were limited and strings were always attached, are rapidly fading. Expect to see more middle powers hedging their bets, diversifying their defense procurements, and engaging in more multipolar arms deals. This will inevitably put more pressure on Western nations to relax their export controls, to offer more generous technology transfer agreements, or risk losing significant market share to emerging players like Turkey. The Kaan is not merely an aircraft. It is a powerful diplomatic statement, a tangible manifestation of a shifting global order, declaring unequivocally that the unipolar arms market is over. It signifies the rise of new defense industrial powers and the increasing strategic independence of nations seeking to secure their own skies. Section 17. Timeline. You can set your watch to while programs of this scale always have contingencies. Here's the ambitious yet achievable timeline for Kaan's journey into service. 2025. The foundational year. The co-production contract is formally inked. Ground is broken at the Pakistan Aeronautical Complex in Kamra for the new assembly line, and the first batch of Pakistani technicians proudly graduates from their specialized training in Ankara. 2026. A critical year for development. The second Kaan prototype takes to the skies, this time equipped with the initial Block 0 of the indigenous TF3 5000 engine, a major step towards self-reliance. Simultaneously, Pakistani pilots begin their intensive conversion training, preparing to master this advanced platform. 2027. Industrialization takes hold in Pakistan. The Kamra final assembly hall becomes fully operational, a testament to the technology transfer. The rollout of the first Pakistani-built forward fuselage marks a significant milestone in local manufacturing. 2028. Serial production officially begins in Turkey, ramping up initial deliveries. Pakistan, leveraging its new facilities, begins assembling its first 12 Kaan kits, building up its expertise and capacity. 2029. A historic year for Pakistan. The first Pakistan-assembled Kaan takes its maiden flight, a moment of immense national pride. Squadron codes 15 and 16, signifying new capabilities, stand up at PAF Base Mushaf, marking the formal induction of the Kaan into service. 2030. Full operational capability, FOC, is declared for the initial Kaan squadrons. Crucially, the Anka-3 loyal wingman drones are fully integrated, enabling sophisticated manned-unmanned teaming tactics. 2031. The second squadron of Kaans converts, further bolstering Pakistan's air superiority. The venerable F-16s, having served with distinction for decades, begin their phased retirement from the PAF inventory. 2035. A new era is firmly established. The last F-16 leaves PAF inventory, marking the complete transition to a modern air force. Pakistan will have 100 Kaans on strength, with a significant 25% of them armed with the long-range Ra'ad II ALCM, providing a formidable deterrent. 2040. A potential third batch of Kaans is considered a strategic option if India fields its AMCA squadrons faster than anticipated, ensuring Pakistan maintains its qualitative edge. Conclusion. The big picture. For 7 long decades, Pakistan's Air Force has largely lived on hand-me-downs, acquiring aircraft often constrained by geopolitical realities and limited options. With Kaan, that narrative fundamentally changes. Pakistan steps into the design bureau not merely as a customer, but as a co-owner, a full partner in shaping its own defense future. Turkey, having been snubbed by its own allies and ejected from a critical program, has brilliantly turned that setback into a monumental strategic victory, proving its indigenous capabilities and forging new alliances. Together, these two nations are building far more than just a fighter jet. They are building sovereignty, charting a course for defense autonomy that is cheaper, faster, and comes with far fewer strings attached than anyone thought possible. Whether you're sitting in New Delhi, strategizing in Washington, or observing from Beijing, the takeaway is unequivocally the same. The 5th Gen Club just opened a brand new franchise, and the membership cards are being printed, not in the traditional power centers, but in the bustling aerospace hubs of Ankara and Kamra. This is a new chapter in global defense, and everyone is watching. Outro si Tezo, what do you think? Will Kaan level the skies over South Asia and fundamentally shift the balance of power? Or will it run into inevitable engine-teething pains and unforeseen delays? Drop your prediction, your analysis, your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing what you have to say. And if you want an even deeper dive into the technical specifics of that ambitious TF-35000 engine, check out our dedicated explainer linked in the description. Stay sharp, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.